What's up, everyone? My name is Tube, and welcome back to another video. And since I ranked every Godzilla film, which took quite a while, I wanted to rank the lesser-known Gamera films because they are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, some are really good, and you'll see that on this list. So there's a fine line between good Gamera movies and what the I really wanted to rank these things. And I put them in order roughly, and I kind of went through them. And if I ever need to do any changes to them, I'll definitely go back because I have another website open which has the plots of all the movies. So let's start off with the originals. The original Gamera is B tier. It started it off. There's something good or bad about it. I quite like it. It started it off. There's something really that good about it. Something that bad about it. It's right in the middle. They end up reusing scenes in this movie a lot, and I think the premise of it is pretty fun, and I don't exactly hate it. I really like the movie, but I don't like it as much as I like some of the other ones. Next up is Gamera versus Buragon, which I'm gonna put as an A. For the first monster outing, I think they put a pretty unique monster against Gamera, and I quite like this film. It's pretty interesting, and I think the premise of it is kind of fun. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as some of the other ones on the list, but the plot of it's pretty interesting. The characters are all likable. Some of them are pretty devious too, and I think that's what makes it fun. The characters all feel like they're real in some way, and I quite like it. Gamera versus Gauss is B tier. It's B tier. The plot's a lot more creative than the last one. Obviously, Gauss is pretty memorable, and I do like this film, but I feel like it's a mid to high B, kind of like the original one. I don't have anything wrong with it. I just wish that it did more per se, because, well, as a film, it is good, but it could have been better. But I don't hate it. I still think it's a B tier. And Gamera versus Virus, in my opinion, is A tier. And Guron, again, is A tier. I think Virus is pretty interesting. I like the fact that the monster starts off being sort of a good monster who thinks that they're captive, and there's two kids on there. The Gamera being controlled is really interesting, which they start to reuse a lot. But I think for the first time that they end up doing this with Gamera being controlled, having to fight a more powerful foe, I like it. I like the premise of it, and I think they did a good job with it. It's not S tier in my opinion, but it's pretty close. Guron is a similar thing. These kids get on this alien spaceship thinking that they're good guys, but they're actually bad guys, and they realize that, they're not cannibals, but they're brain eaters, and I think it's a really fun film, especially more geared towards kids, and Guron just goofy overall. So I feel like these two are the strongest ones in the Showa trilogy, except for another one, which I will get to, and you'll know what the worst one is when I get to it. This one is B. It's simple enough. Monster is attracted to its statue. You've seen it done before. They do it fine. Um, Honestly, the monster in this one kind of feels like a couple of the other ones, but again, I don't hate this film. I thought it was decent, and I don't really have that much to say to this one. So yeah, Jiger, Gamera versus Jiger is B. I like the fact that the kids go inside Gamera, but the plot gets kind of wonky at sometimes. I mean, I don't hate the movie. It's just sometimes it's a bit hard to follow. There's parasitic children that Jiger's kids are living inside Gamera, and I think that part's cool. It's just the kids have to do it. They're troublemakers. They gotta redeem themselves. It's a little weird. Zegrass, is that his name? Zegrass. I want to put still a B. I don't hate this film. I think the monster design is really cool. I just feel like this one was a lot more goofy than the other ones. It's B tier. Like, for most part, the Showa series is kind of repetitive, and it shows in this film with the whole alien trying to destroy Earth for some obligatory reason. And I like the fact that they had to make the monster bigger because of Earth's atmosphere, and it is a good message to keeping the ocean clean, which I think is really important, by the way. I might bump this up to an A. I don't know. I really like the monster. The characters are fine. Again, kids are going to be the one to do this, and the adults in this film are kind of like meh. But I like this film. It's not a C in my eyes. It's still a B. But I might bump it up to an A. Gamera the Super Monster. Hold on a sec. This isn't even a good film. Like, the other ones were good kaiju films, not good films, but they were good films. The ones in the top in A were good films. But Gamera the Super Monster is the laziest excuse of a movie I've probably seen in my life. And that says a lot because I watched the original Sharknado. The movie is so stupid, so hard to follow, it's so confusing. They rip scenes straight out of Star Wars. They practically reuse shots from every movie, which doesn't even make sense because some of these aliens were generals and there should only be one of them. How did this one alien race stronger than all the others manage to get the same ones and revive them? And they were so lazy with this that they just reused shots with slightly different brightness or saturation to make it seem like Gamera was like fighting them. They basically did what I do in my videos. They just horizontal the screen, they flipped it, and then made it brighter. Boom! 5-minute fight scene. They literally reuse films from the first Gamera, which is in black and white. I've seen this man destroy the dam, which I think happens in Virus. I was okay with it in Virus. I was okay with it because it was just one time and it looked like it was kind of colored. But then they reused black and white like 20 something years later in the same exact scene. At least they tried making it better than that in whatever the film he was mind controlled in, because they actually shortened it. This one is like the whole scene over again. They reuse shots from Star Wars. They rip off things from the Superman movies that were popular. The characters make absolutely no sense. I mean, like they're way too trusting. They basically take from all the popular films of the time. They rip off so blatantly in the first opening scenes. It feels like you're watching a dumb Hollywood superhero movie that they tried to make. Gamera isn't even a pivotal character. They focus more on these three super women, which hide in this box. It's always like, oh, the tension. Are they gonna die? They're not gonna die. They all live, and then one of them turns good at the end. Whoop-de-doo. You got the villain. Whoop-de-doo. Somehow they have all the monsters from the previous films, which I'll allow because there's multiple guy houses, but like Virus, Guron, the one on Earth, like Jiger. How is there another Jiger? There's supposed to be one of them. How did you get a Jiger from another planet if they're on Earth? I don't know. The movie is stupid. I don't recommend watching it. They tried to wrap it up in a nice little bow. He fights all of them again. He's so much better. No. They reuse scenes. They take scenes straight out of the original movie, which is in black and white, and expect people to watch it. Absolutely not. The Heisei Gamera trilogy. Whew. If I could describe the Heisei Gamera trilogy in a sentence, it's better than Godzilla's by a landslide. All three of these movies deserve to go in S tier. And in fact, Oscar, Revenge of Iris deserves Oscar. Let me explain. Gamera versus Gauss. In fact, let me take this little guy because I actually have him. Gamera versus Gauss. They redesigned this iconic monster in such a cool way that he looks so much more menacing than what we originally got. He's a pterosaur, bro. A pterosaur. Not only that, they have it where there's multiple Gausses already, and there are multiple Gausses, and there's this entire species of them that can rapidly evolve and change. Because you see Gausses in the future of the movies, and they don't get stronger per se, but they do adapt to fight Gamera better, and I think that's pretty cool. They establish the Atlantis thing so much more better instead of like in the original where it's like, oh, the Atlanteans made them. No, in this film they talk about it a lot. They bring in gamma energy from the Earth or whatever it's called. They mention that the Gauss were created by them, and so is Gamera to stop them, and that messing with nature is bad and everything. All the characters in this movie end up being in the other ones as pivotal characters. They end up making Gauss seem so much more threatening. They destroy the city. They do a shot from the original where Gamera breaks off one of its legs or something. And this was the first Gamera film I ever watched. And although these movies are long, they are fun. Legion, I watched it on Halloween. It was fun. This alien creature that comes in like a literal legion of these things, battling the military. People are still unsure whether Gamera is a hero or not. It's like, oh, he saved us once, but so has Godzilla. And like, the thing that I like about these Gamera movies, and the Heisei ones at least, is that the military is so much more competent. When Godzilla runs around like this planet-destroying monster, they send like a couple tanks after him. The whole Air Force is chasing after Gamera in the first movie, and they're kind of chasing him in the second movie. And then they start to realize, as the movies go on, that Gamera is here to help us. And I really like that, because they feel realistic. The military's not just going to let Godzilla run around, which they do for like the rest of the Heisei trilogy. Like, for the first three movies, they're on him. For the rest of it, they're like, who cares? We can't stop him anyways, why try? And they make these mechs, well, besides the mechs, they don't send any military force whatsoever. They send the whole thing after Gamera, and he's more of a neutral good guy. Legion, I don't have a Legion figure. He looks cool. They bring back characters from the older films and establish them as important as Gamera researchers, Gauss researchers, scientists. They've grown up, they've gone to school, they've met people. Perfect. Legion is a good film. It starts off tense, has a bit of horror elements to it, not that many though, and then it starts to develop into more of a normal kaiju film, where eventually the humans actually gotta help Gamera in a way, and they do that Well, Revenge of Iris is not even just a good movie. It's not just a good Gamera movie. It's a good movie. It's amazing. This girl wants to keep getting back at people. She's tired of being the way she is. She wants to finally prove herself or whatever. She meets this little alien who she thinks is on her side. Really cute baby Iris. This guy's really worried about her, but she keeps locking herself in. Guy's like, I gotta help you. And he ends up does helping her. And basically, Gamera comes along, and she actually, for a reason, has a good reason to hate Gamera. Because of Gamera, this guy, he killed her whole family. And that's why she doesn't like Gamera. And she wants to get back at Gamera. So she starts raising this alien creature because that thing also doesn't like Gamera. And she thinks that, oh, they're allies, they're buddies. And as the film progresses, Iris becomes more and more feral, more animal-like, more aggressive, to the point where his final form is like this destroyer-level threat that goes to fight Gamera. The military, again, is still unsure whether to fight Gamera or not, but they fight him anyways, and that causes Iris to actually end up going and destroying the city. And then, the guy from the first movie, he's now homeless and stuff. He didn't have anywhere to go. She ends up finding him, and you will realize that these characters have issues in their real lives. You're not just going to stay as one profession in the rest of your life, and I think that that's awarded in this film. He ends up coming back, meeting her, and they end up becoming friends again, and they all come together in Japan or wherever the movie takes place. I think it's somewhere in Japan. To battle Iris, Gamera comes back. They have this little 1v1, like this 3-hour-long movie. The characters all feel so bad, so realistic, so much better, so good. The guy ends up saving her. He ends up getting what he wants, which is, you know, her. She ends up finding a friend, which is all she really wanted. She starts getting bullied and made fun of, and Gamera, as thousands of Gauss are coming down from the sky, is like, man, I'm gonna fight all of you, even without an arm. He sacrifices his arm and practically all of his energy, and he's still willing to fight. Oscar-worthy. Revenge of Iris isn't just a good Gamera film, it's a good film overall. Revenge of Iris, they've had to fight Iris in the past, other Gameras or whatever, I don't remember why it's called that, but they did it well. Gamera the Brave, you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm putting in B tier. Because, although it was a good movie, it starts off really slow, like really, really slow, and they focus more so on this kid missing his mother and whether or not Gamera's going to stay with him. And although it is a good movie, I don't know, the monsters are smaller, the kid, like the 6-7-year-old kid, I forgot his age is the main focus. He ends up having this PTSD with his mom. He doesn't have a good way to connect with his dad. It's a good film. Not one of my favorites, though. I might put it to a C, just because I personally thought it could have been better. I don't hate it, though. I don't hate this movie at all. I think it's good for a Gamera film, especially for a Gamera film. It's just, I don't know. The movie felt short. Some parts were too slow. We don't get to see much of the fight scenes because, well, they're slow. Again, they're slow. They don't happen that much, and when they do happen, they're kind of short. We get to see more so when Gamera's a little actual baby turtle and learns to fly, and although that part's cool, and I do think that part is actually really good, I just feel like that they could have definitely told the story of the turtle becoming Gamera in such a better way, because it's just like smaller turtle, bigger turtle, then he just disappears. And then that's pretty much the movie. I don't hate the film again. I just feel like that at some points it could have been better. And that's pretty much the tier list. Boom, look how fast that was. Boom. What do you want me to tell you? That's literally all the Gamera movies that have come out, and we have not gotten another Gamera movie in the past like 10, 20 years. Everyone agrees in the Gamera community that the Heisei trilogy is so much better. You want my advice? Don't watch the Godzilla Heisei series. Watch the Gamera trilogy. It's long, but it's worth it. See y'all next time. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Not a super fan of the franchise. I'm just a game. Not a super fan of the franchise, but I at least watched it and can give my opinions on it. Hope you all liked it. Have a great day.